You are listening to the Banker's Secret Podcast, the Canadian guide to create a significant and positive impact on the financial success and everyday quality of life for businesses, individuals, and families. Building sustainable and dependable wealth, your host Glen Zacher has been serving Canadians since 2004.
You might if you just didn't have the same kind of worries the rest of us do. And financially, worries are one of those things, right? But I think we may have a solution for you today because we're going to take a look at the infinite banking concepts with McGuire Financial. We'll find out a little bit more about it. Maybe we should find out exactly what it means. It sounds like an interesting term, infinite banking concepts. So what does it mean to you? What would it mean for you? Morning, Glenn.
Great to be back. It's been a treat the last couple of shows here. So since I founded McGuire Financial about 8 years ago. Coincidentally, I do have a banking background, and when I left the bank and founded McGuire, really kind of established some holistic things I'd like to create in business. And one of the things that we want to share with the listeners today is the infinite banking concept. And really what that is it's how to create and control your own bank system. And really it's a process. It's not a product. Basically, we finance everything that we buy today. You either pay interest on it or you give it up in one way or another. And we're not talking about investing here. Rather, we're talking about financing. And once you've established your own bank, you can use it for many things. And we're going to actually have a great discussion today on talking about how you can use it to purchase cars, use it for children's education, either parent or grandparent, and actually use it for your own retirement.
So just basically, though, for the infinite banking concepts, it's a financial process that allows you to establish your own bank, and the people who do this never use an actual traditional bank again? Well then, Glenn, explain more.
Great. Yeah, really the infinite banking concept, what it does is, Leslie, it powers, or empowers a person to mimic or use the same functions that we traditionally do with a bank of take deposits, lend money, earn interest. And the product or the vehicle that drives that would be a whole life insurance contract, and not just any kind.
Okay.
And it has to be designed, effectively and efficiently in order to...
Well, aren't there only two life insurance styles, like whole life that you pay and then it gives you some kind of dividend at the end of your life or something, and term, which is only good if you drop dead?
Yeah.
And usually only good to the other guy, not you.
Buy term, invest the difference.
Yeah.
Most folks generally don't do that, and it gets rather expensive as time goes on. So what we want to do or empower people and show people to do is really mirror the three functions of banking. Take deposits, lend money, earn interest. Inside of that contract, you can accumulate guaranteed cash growth every single year. It's a way of being able to grow and preserve your principal, so it can never be lost to the stock market. And actually, in the last couple of years, we're finding more people, they don't want the volatility of the stock market anymore. And they're looking for more things where they can put dollars and get more insurances. And in fact, in the life insurance contract, it does come with, a significant amount of guarantees. It also is lawsuit judgment proof, creditor proof. And we always like to say you get a bonus, you get life insurance thrown in that same concept. So we show people how to create this, and in turn we show people how they can actually borrow money from their own banking system once it's put in place. And interestingly enough, there's two that are never the same, so it's quite unique based on each individual's circumstances.
So each person who wants to be part of the infinite banking concept gets a whole life insurance contract, which is the foundation of the banking.
Right. So most people would, they may need life insurance for all sorts of reasons.
Sure.
And most people think of having life insurance, it's basically for them after they've passed or graduated, we like to say. And what we do is enable our clients and show them how they're able to use that while they're alive.
Okay.
And be able to take...
How much whole life do you have to have?
Really, it all depends, and for a lot of our clients, it all depends on how big they want to build that bank. Interestingly enough, it doesn't have to be on their own life. So there needs to be an insurable interest, and that could be, one's own children or grandchildren, things like that. So it's not about how much insurance a person really needs to create a bank system. It all depends on, each individual circumstances and dollars that they want to fund it.
Okay.
And we can design these things where you can accumulate the cash quicker or longer. So depending on each individual's needs of what they're trying to create that way.
Okay. How long does it take somebody, though, to have, let's say you want to buy a $10,000 car. How long does it take you to accumulate the $10,000 inside there?
Well, it really depends. I mean, that could take, depending on the person's deposit, when they're establishing their banking system, that could be created in as early as possibly 1-2 years, probably on the average person, depending on deposits again.
Right.
I would say our experience has probably been 3 to 6 years, depending on the deposits in that example, to create, go out and buy maybe a $15,000 vehicle.
And we're going to be talking with Dwayne Burnell in a moment. He's the author of Financial Peace of Mind. Dwayne, good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are.
Good morning.
Morning, Dwayne.
I'm on Pacific time. Good morning.
It's a good morning for him. All right. Now, you're the author of Financial Peace of Mind.
That's correct.
And clearly you must believe in the infinite banking concepts.
I do. It's a unique way to maximize the efficiency of your money in the sense of where we have leaks in our system, of our financial system. We have capital loss where you had $100, you lost in the market or somewhere else, and you're down to 80, and you have to make that up. Or you pay commissions, fees, interest to others, and that's where utilizing the infinite banking concept, getting control of your money, getting control of your capital, so that you are in control of, you become your own lender. You become your own lender.
Dwayne, what's a little bit of your background? How are you financially?
My background is I'm Canadian as well, and I lived in Calgary for 20 years. We get up to Edmonton. My wife's parents and family is up there. And then we moved to the United States in 98. And my background is corporate in the sense of the oil industry and other business in Canada. And then MBA and supply chain management. And so looked at the leaks in our system as far as our finances, and been in corporate and personal consulting for the last quite a few years.
Now, you have written a book, Financial Peace of Mind, and you have a new book coming out.
That's correct. The first one, A Path to Financial Peace of Mind, and the next one that's coming out, it'll be out in early June. It's Financial Independence in the 21st Century. And again, it discusses looking at where their money. We're taught in the late 20th century to give our money away to other people to manage, and on a hope and a wish that over a period of time that the money's going to be there and we need it. And we don't believe in a hope and a wish, that you need a solid plan, protection of your money, access to your money without qualification, and in a tax-fair environment. And the folks at McGuire Group really understand how this works, and studying this, they travel into the United States and across Canada to learn on how to do this correctly. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and you really have to get with a representative who understands what they're doing. And that's really important. That's why I'm really pleased to work with the McGuire Group.
Now, Dwayne, if you were to give somebody a very specific reason for being involved with infinite banking concepts, what would it be?
What it be is that fear of losing your money, that in looking 10 years down the road, are you going to have the money in your RSP or your stock market? It's who knows? There's all kinds of charts that just say you may or may not, but that's not a plan. That's a hope and a wish. So in getting involved in the infinite banking concept, it's a definite plan, and the money will be there, and it's guaranteed to be there if you follow the program.
Hi, Duane Glenn here. How you doing?
Hey, Glenn. Good morning.
Good. Would you be able to maybe just share a little bit with our listeners, why one would consider, structuring a banking system versus maybe the traditional investing in maybe mutual funds or stocks? Maybe just give our listeners a little bit of why that there's such differences between that.
Yeah, it's a great question, Glenn, and it comes back to getting control of your money. That anytime you go to a lending institution, be it one of the 6 banks or credit unions, Royal Bank or whoever you choose, what do you have to do? You have to bring your employment records, you have to have a job history, you have to have your credit scores, you bring it all in, and then there's a central processing that they type your information in, and you hope that they're going to give you the money. And then the money that they're going to give you is, a specific interest rate. It's a structured interest rate that you have to pay on the 1st or 15th or whenever. And let's say you borrowed for a car and you have 36 payments or 48 payments, and let's say, for some reason that you, right at the end of your loan period of your 44th payment out of 48, you run into problems, you lose your job, and even though you've been perfect on 44 payments, if you miss that one payment, they have the right to possess your entire car. You're not in control.
Right.
As compared to going to the financial institution, you set up a program utilizing the expertise of yourself and the McGuire Group, and you will teach the clients to get in control of your money, arrange a pool of capital, and borrow from your own pool of capital and get in control of that lending process and be on unstructured payments, meaning that you can set your own schedule, and if you run into problems with the cash flow, you can skip a payment and whatnot. It doesn't affect your credit score because you're in control of the whole process. And the loan qualification is non-existent. You don't have to produce credit scores. You don't have to do job histories. You get in control of your financial system on a payment basis that is good for you, and your money keeps on working even while you have the money out. It's just a fantastic system, and all the clients that are operating with it are extremely happy. They don't worry about the marketplace, and it's the control of their financial system that's the key, without risk.
All right. Now, Dwayne, before we part company with you, I think that, given your expertise, perhaps you'd like to pass on some wisdom here.
That, Betty had some great questions in the sense of, depending on your age, and in the first book, A Path to Financial Peace of Mind, we look at a child's pulse, because what we want to capture is time, the power of compounding. That, the financial representatives talk about compounding in the market. That is totally untrue. Having your money in the market is not compounding. They use arithmetic to have the illusion of compounding, but it is not actual true compounding. The only product that can actually do compounding in a properly structured policy, because you capture the power of time. Now, in my next book, Financial Independence in the 21st Century, we're going to have case studies of exactly what Betty was talking about. We're going to have examples of a 30-year-old, 35-year-old, 45-year-old, 55-year-old, and a 63-year-old on how they can use and apply the concepts to their lives, as far as, because we're in the sandwich generation, in the sense we're going to need access to money, take care of our parents, new roofs on our houses, remodels, etc., and you want to get in control of your money. Isn't that true, Leslie? You want to get in control.
That's exactly it, right? That's what everybody's looking for, is control of their financial destiny.
That's exactly right. With a very small amount of risk in a tax-favored environment, where, because, just like when you pull out your RSPs, you put it in tax-deferred, but you do two things. You defer the tax that's going to be paid, and you also defer the tax calculation.
Right.
What do you think taxes are going to go down, stay the same, or go up, Leslie?
Yeah, they're going up.
They're going up. So here, you don't know the tax calculation when you pull out that money RSP, plus it adds to your other income. So you're actually planning to put yourself in a higher tax bracket, which is not a bad idea, but if you've got the money for that. So again, it's adjusting and analyzing and understanding how your money is going to be taken out for the best efficiency of your money for the long term, and enjoying the journey along the way.
Dwayne, can't tell you how much we appreciate your joining us this morning.
All right. Well, thank you for the invite. I strongly encourage people to go to the boot camp, get information from the right people rather than misinformation that is out there on the internet.